All right. I need this scene. Boom. It appeared. That's pretty sick. Let's see. Adding materials, camera and background, rotating the camera. Day 1 of 5 left doing this long ass drive to work. Hell yeah. Do you have to work over the weekend? You have to work Saturday? All right. I feel like I already did this. Why is it telling me I didn't? Did I just not hit?
In this lecture, we'll be looking at the difference between smooth and
Yeah,
flat.
did that. And that. Camera and background.
In this lecture, we'll be
Okay.
adding a background and we'll be moving our camera into position for a nice render. Okay, so here's where we got up to last time. Currently in material preview mode, it looks like this. And I quite like the look with the HDRI in the background.
Oh yeah, I was working on the missiles.
And in rendered mode, still in Eevee this is, it looks like this. So I quite like the darkness look behind this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna unjoin these. There we go. And I forget how to do that. It's like Control J. Snap. Let's put some music on in the background. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of music. Actually, I want to play some synth waves. All right. How to unlink materials? No, how to unjoin objects in Blender.
Join. Okay. Next, to unjoin this object, you can go to the edit mode. You can click here, edit mode. Next, press P button on the keyboard. Okay, you can click by loose parts. Okay, this by loose parts.
Oh, do I need to go into edit mode?
Go to the object mode again, and this object will be unjoined. Okay, you can see. If you want to join, you can select these two objects and then click join command. This object already joined, and to
wait, go back.
Unjoin. Okay, you can see object will be unjoined. Okay, you can see.
Go back even further.
Click by loose parts. Press P button on the keyboard. Okay, you can click.
Go back. Tab mode. P. Control P. That doesn't seem to work, Cost. There we go.
Hello and welcome to Gabbett Media. I'm Grant Abbott and today I'm going to talk about joining objects,
hey, Grant.
attaching objects, and some of the pitfalls and difficulties you might come across when doing it. It's all part of the Quick Tips playlist, so check out that playlist and other playlists in the description for more useful videos and courses. Also, if you like what I do, then try out my new character course. It takes you right from beginner to making a fully fledged character in Blender. As a quick reference, Control J is the keyboard command to join. Make sure you've got an active object.
Edit
selected.
P.
That's an object.
Okay.
If you want to separate.
That's all I needed. Thank you. Edit P by loose parts. Hey, there we go. There. Now. Sick. Now we can grab the object that we want. There we go. Goodbye. Then we need to go back into shading. Let's do that. Do we want probably this outside? All of this to be yeah. Crap. What was the not join. All right, I'm going back. I remember. Brain's not functioning yet. Is this it?
Now, so it's a blue-gray.
Great.
Now, if I go into these settings,
Nope,
and
too
up the
far.
distance, because now it only works in or a bit more. And this one, and then select this one last that I want to copy from. Control L.
Ah, I knew it was Control L. I just should have done it. Link materials. Hey, there we go. Perfect. Now we still can get the that actually looks kind of nice. We could probably do this and then we want the face. Or no, it's alt click to get all of them. And then we can make it, let's put a new material in, and then we're gonna delete this. Delete, we're gonna add emissions. Emission. Let's control A. I never remember this. No, it was Shift A. Emission, there we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Surface. Oh Lord. Like a fiery, glowy red. It's like a bright. Let's bring that down. Strength. Do we want that to be like that? I mean, honestly, I just wanted the face to be like that, not that. Not the whole thing. Yeah, scratch that. Let's try this. All right. Alt. No. There we go. Okay. So it's gonna be, yeah, we want this to be, I think we want this to be an emission. But we are going to delete Shift A, S. There we go. Place that right there. We're gonna hook that up to that. We're gonna make it, ooh, do we want to make it like a fiery blue? No, let's make it. Pull this down a bit. Work laptop. Okay, great. It's probably rebooted. That's yellow. All right. Let's bring down the emissions just a tad there. That should work. Then we need to link. Can we click on this? Oh, I need to change my. Stream art done. I don't know who that is. Okay. Might just keep that. Wait, can we I want to shade smooth that. There we go. Shade smooth, shade smooth. All right. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then we'll shade smooth that. It's got some weird texture to it. All right. All right, Mystique. Appreciate it. Let's see what he does. I think he just creates the whole thing.
The emission properties here.
He just
But
makes
it's
the whole
actually
thing
far
gray.
easier with an actual emission shader. So I'll delete the.
Yeah, put some emissions in the back. Well, let's just play with it. I don't know that that would make a whole lot of sense. Shift that, Control L. Materials, yeah, there we go. We'll just do that. And then we'll Shift L. Wait, Shift that, and then Shift L, link materials. And then we will. I would just make a new material. Yeah, that looks weird. Maybe I just keep it white. I mean, that doesn't look terrible. Actually, no, we'll just keep it white. All right, let's go on to the next one. Camera and background. What we got?
In this lecture we'll be adding a background and we'll be moving our camera into position for a nice render. Okay, so here's where we got up to last time. Currently in material preview mode it looks like this, and I quite like the look with the HDRI in the background and our glowing weapons. And in rendered mode, still in Eevee this is, it looks like this. So I quite like the darkness look behind this, but I think the environment in the background is really helping, especially when it comes to the reflective quality of the window there. So if we want an image of this, we come up to render and render image, and currently it gives us this. I'll close this window down. That's currently looking through the camera. So we need to set up our camera so that we can see our mech, and we also need to set up the background so it doesn't look all grey like this.
Got it. Eevee, I'll keep it on Eevee.
I'm
Alright,
going
what
to
you got?
bring down the shader editor so
You
we've
do
got
that.
more space up here, and I'm going to press 0 on my numpad, and that will take us to camera view. You can also press on the camera icon just here. I'll press End on my keyboard, and if I go to view, there's an option here, lock camera to view. If I tick that, I can now move my camera around as if it's a view.
Okay. Oh, view. Lock camera to view.
Viewport. So the same controls, middle mouse button and shift middle mouse button and so on. So that's now a nice position. If I go up to render and render image, which is actually F12 for short, we now see through the camera and we get a better result. We've still got the background to think about though, so I'll escape out of that. You can press escape on your keyboard to come out of that window. Now I need to put a background in. I'll just bring this back up very slightly. Now to get to the background we need to be in our shader editor, but we need to change from object to world. That will bring up these.
Interesting, interesting. World. Okay.
two nodes here. If they don't appear, you can press the home key and it will frame them both. So at the moment we can see this grey background here, and I can change that and make it brighter, which makes quite a lot of difference.
That's amazing. I didn't know you could do that.
The reflectiveness of our glass object here, the background is being reflected within it. You can also change the strength, and that will obviously make it brighter, and the influence of that on our materials is quite evident. I'll put that back to 1 in order to get it look.
Okay. I gotta change these because they just don't look like they're doing anything. Like they just aren't finished. Object. We'll link it. We'll link it to we'll link it to that. Control link materials. There. Where you at, camera? There we go. There we go. There we go.
Looking like Eevee. If I click back on Eevee, that's got an HDRI in the background, so we need to add a node in here to add it to our color. So if I press Shift A, under texture we've got an environment texture, not an image texture, an environment texture.
Okay. Somebody's not happy.
Lots of people make that mistake.
Might need to go up and help.
If I hook that up now and go to the rendered option, it turns purpley pink. That's a good indication that you haven't loaded your textures in, or maybe you've moved your textures or something like that.
Lordy.
Whenever it's purpley pink like this. So I need an environment texture. Normally I'd mention HDRI Haven, but I'll talk about that site later on in the course, so I'll show you a different one this time, and this is textures.com. I also talk about their site, but just to let you know, you can get...
I'll be right back, guys. BRB. All right. Let's continue. Whoa. Yeah, hold on, don't hit anything. Tell him. Nope. Mute her mic. HDR spheres. HDR spheres. Yeah, it's me, guy. Hi. Ah! Blow kisses? Huh? Blow kisses? That's kind of cool. Huh, that's kind of cool. You want to do it? Got it. We got it. Credits. Doctor. Da, 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 da. Don't mute us. Don't mute us. Where are you going?
can get HDR spheres, as they call them, from their site. So textures.com, HDR spheres, and you've got lots of options here to download. You do need a login, and they do cost credits, but...
What? Hey. Whoa. Maybe you can make your mic work? Yeah. Maybe. I doubt it, though. He likes to mute it. You like to mute it, don't you? Oh. You monkey?
You get 15 free each day, and one of these images costs only one. So download one of those. So I'll press open to find my HDRI file, which I've put in
Construction,
Blender HDRI.
okay.
I can then click on.
What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Gotta log in. Okay. I'm talking into the mic. Yeah, stop pushing it towards my face. Stop pushing it towards my face. Da da. Da. Da da. Yeah, he muted us again. Don't you grab my headphones. Don't you grab my headphones. Don't you grab my headphones. Hey, 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 can't see. I can't see. Ah, quit it. You like the stitching in the back, don't you? Oh my god. Which way are you going? Alright. Ah. Okay. Alright. Ah. Ah. No. Don't do that. Hey, would you chill just for a second? Ah. Wait. 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 Yeah, wait. Okay. Alright, we're unmuted. We're unmuted. Like legit muted. Oh, okay. That's my coffee. That's my coffee. Oh, account's not active. Where are you going? Where are you trying to go? Oh yeah, yeah, I bet. Hey, can you hold on just for 1 second while I activate this account? Yeah. No stockpiling. Downloading to make a local library. Oh. Okay. Browse library, HDR spheres. We'll do this cool Chernobyl one. Yeah. Hey, would you quit? Would you quit? Hey. Get your feet. Get your feet. Get your feet. Get your feet. Open. Go to downloads. It's kind of cool. Muting us. Would you quit muting us? Oh. Is that Mama? Is that Mama? Hey, we're not getting very much done here, bucko. Close out of that. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. We got it. Don't worry. All right. What else you got for us, Doc?
The image up, and you can see it appear in the background. That will affect the reflections of the mech, particularly in the window, but also offer a nice amount of light. And I really like the look of that. So if I press F12 now, we get the finished render.
Don't you mute us again.
I'll press escape to come out of that window, and I'm back in the shading workspace. Okay, so your challenge then is to put an HDRI in the background and move your camera into a new position where you can see the whole mech.
Oh, what was that? 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 My coffee. You already had yours. Time for you to go. That looks pretty epic, except the light looks a little weird. What are we doing here? Camera rotation. Okay.
In this lecture, we'll be learning about rotating our camera around the object, following a path, and we'll be learning how to point the camera at a specific target. Okay, so here's where we got up to last time. And for the rendering, I'm going to go back to layout mode, and I'll just zoom out a touch. So we've got a camera here at a reasonable distance. What I want to do is to be able to circle around my mech and record that as a video. Now it looks like I'm currently in edit mode, so I'll tab out of edit mode, and I'll press Shift A to add, and you can see there's curves here. And these curves can all be used as
circle
points for your camera. What I'm going to use is a circle. Make sure you don't use the mesh circle, that is different. Use the curve circle because we can follow that with our camera. So I'll tick on that. That will come in the middle. I'll just press Alt G to remove any movement, and I'll scale this up. Now at the moment it's scaling by my 3D cursor, so I'll undo that, and I need to change the transform pivot point to the medium point. Let's scale that up now, and it will scale up.
1 second. Curve, do it busier. You just put circle, right? Sure. We're gonna lock this in on a. Wait, we need to go to the circle. Where's the circle? Where's the empty at? Why do I have an empty? That's your circle. Let's see if we can figure this out before. I know we can snap something to it. Not that. Nope. Geometry. Path animation. No. Let's go to the camera. Camera. Viewport display. I know it's gonna be in one of these. All right.
In the middle. Now, how big to scale? Well, we know that the camera's in a good position as it is. So if I go to top view, I'm going to scale it up so it roughly hits the camera. That way the camera will circle around and it's at the right distance. We don't really need this view up here anymore, so it might be a good idea to change this to the 3D viewport. If you've got it as the outliner still, then just change it up here in the same way to the 3D viewport. And I'm going to press 0 on my numpad to go into camera view and to see through the camera. I can make that.
Alright, yeah, but hold on. Hold up. We gotta get the circle back into size. About right. Right there, but like. Alright, we'll change it. 3D viewpoint. Shit. Boom. Sick. Sick. It's on my head. Alright.
A bit bigger by zooming in. Now, because I haven't got lock camera to view set on this viewport, that means I can zoom in and out and it won't move my camera. So what we need to do is attach our camera to the path and make it follow the path, but we also need the camera to point at our mech. First of all, let's follow the path. So I'll click on the camera and then I'll shift left click on the circle and I'll press Control P to parent, and under the parent menu we've got follow path. It looks like it hasn't done anything, but if I scrub along my timeline now, you can see the camera going
that's
around.
so easy.
And it does actually keep pointing inwards, as you can see in our camera viewport up the top right. However, it only goes to 100 frames. What if we want it to go to the full 250 that we've got in our timeline?
Mine goes
Well,
to
there's a
250.
path menu here.
What did you do?
Under the object data properties, if we click on that, we've got path animation. If I bring down that menu, we can change this to 250 frames. And you can see now it takes the full 250. And you can change this to whatever you like. It's best to match the length of your animation, then you can loop it nice and easily. 250 is quite slow. Our render's set to 24 frames per second at the moment, so this is around 10 seconds long. We'll come to that a bit more later. Now, what if we wanted to start changing where the camera's looking? Well, we can click on our camera and of course move it around independently of the circle, and then if I animate, it will just keep that position, that offset. I'll move that back to touching the line. What about rotating and so forth? So if I press N, go to view,
Hold on.
and lock
Hold
camera
on.
to view.
Hold on. Pause. Go back. G on the Z scale, we need to come up. And then 0. Okay. Camera. So this needs to look down just a hair. G on the X, G on the Y. No, want it to look down. rotate on the Y. No, rotate on the. It's not what I want. Whee! All right. Is it G? Yay! Yay! How's your day so far, Mystique? Like, I just want to that depth of field. Nope. 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 Well, I just flipped to my iPad, so I'm not just late anymore, but so far it's okay. That's good. Aperture. Viewport display. It's not what I want. Ooh. What am I looking for here? This is what I'm looking for. Transformation. Not that though. I mean, that's more centered, I guess, right? Yeah, that's more centered. I've been getting anime lessons as I walked to the store. I don't know about anime yet, but definitely Blender lessons, that's for sure. Oh god! Oh my god! Ugh. Maybe a little bit of baby screams too. I might hop off a little early today so I can take a shower. Okay, yeah, Blender lessons, whatever it is you're doing. Yeah. Blender.
View just there, and press N to get rid of the toolbar, and I can now move the camera around still.
That looks better.
And that's actually moving my circle as well, which looks quite interesting in the viewport. But I'm going to undo that and just click on my circle, press N, make sure that you haven't got any rotation. So let's just reset all this, so we're back to where we were. The better way to move the camera around now it's attached to the curve, is actually to give it a target. So if I press Shift A to add, and I'll add another empty. We talked a little bit about empties before. I'll give this a slightly different one so it doesn't get confused with the first and the way it looks, so this time I'll use the arrows. I'll scale this up so we can see it nice and big, and press Alt G so it goes into the middle. We can see it right in the middle there. If I want my camera to point at this target, I click on my camera and there's a constraints menu. This will constrain the camera's viewing direction to the empty. So if I click on that, add constraint object, and it's called a track 2. Now we can set the target. I can use my pipette and find my empty, which is actually a little bit awkward, so I'll come in here and type in empty, and it is the second empty that I brought in. Now frustratingly it defaults at some awkward angle, so just change it to -Z and up to Y. That always works. And you can play around with these if you want to figure out what they do. but we won't really be using the track 2 constraint very much except for this. So always at -Z and Y. Now if I want to move the target, I can select my empty and press G to grab and move it into position. That's much more precise. And now I can move my camera and press G and move it back to the line. You can see that black line there that indicates where it is on the curve, so I'll move it to that position there, and that's great. Now I can press spacebar to play my animation, and you can see it going around my mech here. And that's looking fine. And you can see it loop there really nicely. Okay, so your challenge then is to
Okay.
loop it nice and
Pause.
easily. 250 is quite slow. Our render's set to 24 frames per second at the moment, so
Here, go back.
this is around 10 seconds long. We'll come to that a bit more later. Now what if we wanted to start changing where the camera's looking? Well, we can click on our camera and of course move it around independently of the circle, and then if I animate, it will just keep that position, that offset. I'll move that back to touching the line. What about rotating and so forth? So if I press N and go to view and lock camera to view, just there, and press N to get rid of the toolbar, and I can now move the camera around still. And that's actually moving my circle as well, which looks quite interesting in the viewport. But I'm going to undo that and just click on my circle, press N, make sure that you haven't got any rotation. So let's just reset all this.
Okay. All right. We'll do it. We'll do it because you said so. But it defaults to 0.
So we're back to where we were. The better way to move the camera around now it's attached to the curve, is actually to give it a target.
Okay.
So if I press Shift A to add, and I'll add another empty.
Okay. Shift A. We'll add an empty. Probably a planes axis. I had
We
to
talked a little bit about
guess.
empties before. I'll give this a slightly different one so it
No.
doesn't get confused with the first and the way it looks, so this time I'll use the arrow.
He's using the arrows. Is this the empty that I'm clicking on? Delete the empty. Empty arrows. Size that up.
I'll scale this up so we can see it nice and big, and press Alt G so it goes into the middle. We can see it right in the middle there.
And
If I want my
Alt
camera
G.
to point at this target, I'll
Alt
click on my
G.
camera, and there's a constraints menu.
All right. We click the camera and there's a constraint menu.
This will constrain the camera's viewing direction to the empty. So if I click on that, add constraint object, and it's called a track 2. Now we can set the target.
Track
I can use my
2.
pipette and find my empty, which is actually a little bit awkward. So I'll come in here and type in empty.
There we
And
go.
it's the second empty that I brought in. Now frustratingly, it defaults at some awkward angle, so just change it to -Z and up to Y. That always works.
And up to Y.
And you can play around with these if you want to figure out what they do, but we won't really be using the track 2 constraint very much except for this. So always at -Z and Y. Now if I want to move the target, I can select my empty and press G to grab and move it into position.
Okay. Well, I think I need to move this on the Z-axis. There we go. GZ. Move this down. There we go. Okay.
That's much more precise.
That is a lot more precise.
Now I can move my camera and press G and move it back to the line. You can see that black line there that indicates where it is on the curve, so I'll move it to that position there, and that's great. Now I can press spacebar to play my animation, and you can see it going around my mech here. And that's looking fine. And you can see it loop there really nicely. Okay, so your challenge then is
Ooh.
to set up a path for your camera, change the path length in the object properties to 250, and to make the camera point at an empty. So that concludes this lecture. Make sure you saved your work, ready for next time.
Okay. Complete and continue. Wait, that was it? Is that it? All right. I think we might be done with that part of this section. But I do not like how this camera was rotating. It's like cutting off some of them. Pause. All right. GZ. Oh yeah, then we grab this right there. Does it look any better? It's all cattywampus. G. Alt G. There we go. There. That looks better. Ugh. I think I need to pull the camera out just a little bit. Let's see how that looks. That looks a lot better. What do we got?
Welcome to this instructor hangout where we're talking about the mech that you've been working on, and I'm really excited for everyone to be sharing what they've come up with in the community. One thing, Grant, that I know a lot of people, when they think of character, they think of humanoid. Well, that's me as well, like humans and squishiness. What sort of role is there for hard surface characters in the game industry?
Yeah, there's lots of times you'll apply hard surface techniques if you are doing characters. So in this case, obviously we've got a mech, we're going to do tanks as well, and vehicles, and you could call those characters if you like. Also, you might combine the two. You might have a sculpting workflow and maybe a mechanical arm or something like that for your character. Also, you have weapons. If you're doing a first-person shooter, your character, you might only really see the hands and the weapon. So a lot of the time we'll be using hard surface techniques in the character workflow.
Yeah, that's a really good point, that you need to have weapons, and you need to have armor, and you need to have all manner of props in your game and for your character. So these are really important skills, I think, to be learning and practicing. And in this section, we did a fairly light treatment in terms of adding materials to our character, what should we expect in the next section? More of the same, or when will we, for the people wanting to know, when are we going to do some rigging and when are we going to do more complex textures? When will we cover those in the course, just in case people are wondering when we're going to get to more depth in those areas?
Yes, so I feel like it's important to really get to grips with the modeling process before you move on to those sections. But we will be covering lots of UV mapping and UV unwrapping and all those sort of things, texture painting, and even down to the way we light and composite our scene. So we've got all that coming up, but it is important to understand those modeling techniques before you move on to those steps and be really comfortable so you don't get confused and be thinking about the modeling whilst you're unwrapping your shapes and things.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And in our courses, we try to adhere to a spiral syllabus where we start off with some sort of functionality and skill that you have, and then we build upon that and build upon that and build upon that, rather than throwing everything at once, because that can be overwhelming and you forget what it is you learned. So the most important fundamentals we do time and time again, and the nifty things we add on so that by the end of it, things are embedded in your mind. Okay, so anything else before we dive into the next section?
No, just excited to see what people come up with. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Good reminder, thank you for that. Please share your mechs, please show us what you've come up with, and let's keep the momentum going and jump into the next section.
Yeet. See what everyone else came up with. That guy went really chromatic. That's kind of cool. This guy went an interesting approach. Ooh, this one's cool. This guy seemed like he spent a lot of time on this. Like, so much time that he's not... Nah, I guess he still did. He added wires, that's kind of cool. A little more advanced. Kind of knew what he was doing. That's pretty cool. Look at all those missiles on there. Jeez. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. I like the approach this guy took. It's spikies. I kept mine pretty vanilla. This guy edited a video. That is pretty cool. That one looks more like a spaceship. Got a cool pose. It's got like a beetle feel to it. Look at the reflection on that. Got some lights showing down on that. That's pretty cool. Holy moly. This guy went ham. Especially on the emissions. Yo! Good morning. We were just looking at different bots this morning, dude. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here because I need to take a shower before work here. Just looking at all the little bots. Udemy Wars game to. That's kind of cool. Just chilling to some space vibes. Introducing Bob. What up, Bob? Got some cool stuff going on there, Bob. All right. Looks like we're gonna be coming in. Frick! I gotta start getting up earlier. What time do you go to work, Ryan? You go to work at 8? We didn't get a whole lot done this morning. We kind of just, what we did was we colored all of this. We gave the emissions back here. I don't really like the emissions, but tried to give it like a fiery glow to the back. Oni Nomi, thank you for that alert, dude. And then we added the camera this morning. Not a whole lot, but... Oh, you're there now? Yeah, I got you. Then we added the camera up here. Actually, for this scene, we can probably grab... Where is this at? There we go. We'll bring that down. Maybe like right there. No, that's gonna be like... Bullet! What's up, dude? How's it going? Nice. A booty emote. Oni Nomi, you still in here, dude? I know you'd probably like this. Not that you guys, other guys wouldn't, but... Yeah, Here, let's do this. If I can spell... I can't spell, hold on. We are, There we go. There you go. I don't even know if I spelled that. Oh, I forgot the N. Genius! Jesus, we got 9 people in here? Holy shit. What's up, peeps? I'm just doing some Blender. Learning some Blender so I can make my own anime. Which is what Project Mars is about. I will be creating my own suit with AI spelling poggers. I know, right? It'll be pretty much about the beginning of space and time, and about the God. I think I'm gonna call it the God particle. Not sure yet.